Hello, we are back for our second episode. We're really excited about it. You may notice this time the microphones are gone. That's because apparently we don't know how to use them properly. They weren't even attached. So we're learning as we go. Thanks for bearing with us. We hope this one's a little better. The video quality and the sound, we're trying something different. So again, please give us your feedback because if we don't have that, we can't make it better. If you think this is great, then we're going to leave it the same. If there's something that you can help us improve on, then definitely.
We're trying to figure out what works best. So if you're anywhere close to us and you know the details on how to attach the correct microphones or cameras or any of that, like we're not the greatest at technology. So we super appreciate you guys bearing with us, especially because you're going to be like, it was so simple. You guys are dunces, but
You're so pretty. Thank you to Dale and Kevin on my pool team today that did really try to help out. I just think that it's not compatible with the computer. No big deal. Like I said, just give us feedback. We'll make it work. We'll make it better. Again, we're doing this because we don't know what we're doing and we want to show other women our age. Yeah, you can. So just do it, even if it sucks at the beginning.
jump in.
It'll get better. All you can do is keep trying, and that's how we build our audience. We'll grow with you. You grow with us.
If you don't start, you're never going to get
Then
where
you
want to
die.
be. And I was thinking about it today because we have so many exciting
God,
things.
I'm wearing my flame shirt.
We have so many exciting things going on in our life, and I really think we manifested it from the beginning of the year
100%.
with our vision boards and
Yeah.
stuff. It just is like we're excited to share these things. These are things that are really new to us, and it's something that we're super excited about. And so we're happy to be able to share that with all of you. And we know that most of you right now are our friends and our family and our coworkers and our neighbors
for
and
taking the
the people that love us the most. We are going to try, we've said this before, but we're going to keep the episodes between 45 and an hour and a half. Like that's our goal. But as we talk, we're going to talk until we're done talking, which sometimes takes longer, especially if we're going to have some guests on, because we really want to be relatable and we really want to hear
Real.
other people's stories.
Yeah.
Like we want this to be a fun form of entertainment that really just makes you smile and is like, these guys are awesome. Like they're just, they
We
give
are.
this presence that is comforting. That's what we want. We just want we enjoy life so much, and we want you guys to enjoy life, and we want to be able to talk about all the things that we go through the phases of our lives, like from early parenthood to, and even today we're going to talk about first jobs, because on the last episode we kind of were discussing her kids getting their first jobs and how exciting is that. Mm-hmm. And we never really talked about it, and then we got talking about it throughout the week, and we're like, this is a great topic because there's so many different things that encompass it. And by the way, are you sharing your news?
Not quite.
Excitingly enough, I got a new job.
So we talked about it last week because remember you were like, oh, by the way, I got an interview, and I was like, shut up, you did? And she got that job.
Yeah, so I went to the interview and I started the next morning.
And who the hell, honestly, who the fuck has an interview, first one after 25 years of being a stay-at-home mom and gets in a receptionist at a medical office? Seriously?
So
good job.
I've interviewed. I used to do the interviewing, and this is part of what we're going to talk about today, is being young and being the one that does the interviews, and now being on the other end of it, being the people that go to the interviews. So let's jump right in. Yeah. You can get started.
But we did want to just mention as well, we will try not to talk over each other. We watched it back several times and listened to it, and we know where we're doing it, but we think it's not that bad, so we will try to not talk over each other. Cheers. Let's begin. Episode 2. Yes, and this is our red wine. Should we show what we're drinking today? It's not bodacious today. This is a
very classy
Copper Moon, and it stays fresh for 6 weeks. But I don't know anybody that's had wine for 6 fucking weeks. All right, so
I'm just glad that you don't have to cork it because it just is very original. When I went on my Disney cruise, they were like, you can get wine at dinner and you can cork it and have it the next night. And I was like,
wine.
What do you mean? Like, when you open a bottle of wine, don't you finish?
It's only 3 glasses, people. Hello.
So needless to say, we didn't do much corking of the wine like we intended, but I got my husband drinking wine just for that trip, by the way. So what I took today for my edible was, it's called Herbivores Edible Candy. They're sour candies. There's like sour soothers, sour cherry, sour grapes. Good. They're just like getting candy from the store. Yeah. They're just infused with something that makes you happy.
And I had a makeup match today for pool, so we didn't get to have the same one today. So I went with my regular oil. Only this time, this is a Disty Dabber, is what they call it. It's concentrate. And you can dose it how you want to get super strong. This one's called Tiger Berry, but I forget who makes it. Anyway, this should be hitting us about any time now. So you guys are in for a treat today.
Whoop whoop. All right. So first jobs. What was your first job?
Oh my God. My first job, I was 14. It was at McDonald's in Riverbend in Calgary. It was a field. It was just like the McDonald's now. It's like this. It's crazy how much it's developed. But that was my first job, and they always had me in drive-through, and it was so fun. I really did enjoy that job. I think I worked there for like at least 2 years for sure. So and then I went to the mall, which
the one thing I never did was fast food.
Yeah,
it was because here's the thing: I played volleyball, basketball, badminton, rugby. I played all the sports all the time. But we'd have drinks on the weekend. Yeah. We'd enjoy time. We're in high school. I shouldn't say this. Are we allowed to?
I almost spit my drink out. You can say, oh, please. Yes, you were. We all look. My parents didn't know that we were dying. We were dying in a field of alcohol poisoning.
There was no tracking you.
No.
There was no picture taking. Like you were where you were.
You know what's so funny about that is I asked my parents when they were here over Christmas, I said, we all had some drinks and I had my oil and I'm like, I got a question for you guys. Were you not terrified all the time because you didn't know where we were? Like I could say my best friends in high school, Jen and Shannon. And I'd be like, I'm at Jen's. Okay. I wasn't at Jen's. Okay. I was never at Jen's. I was at Eric's.
Yeah.
I was at, we had some good house parties, Jen. But I was never there, and I asked them.
Topic. I've had some house parties.
Oh my God, yeah,
like cheese slices on the roof, maxi pads stuck to the wall. Like I've
hot tubs.
I lived in the west side of Saskatoon. I have been to some house parties.
Saskatoon. Yeah, no, it's. I forgot what I was going to say.
House parties, but I did not want to do fast food for the sole reason that I didn't want to smell it if I had been
nasty for sure.
And then it comes home on your clothes. So I never ever did the fast food route. And my first job was Stitches, the clothing store. We all know Stitches, there's a 7-day exchange because their clothes fall apart after those 7 days. But my mom's friend managed the store, and that's often how you get your first job. You know someone, I'll take you on. It gave me my love for retail. I've always loved retail. But I was thinking about it, that's not my first job. My first job was babysitting when I was 12.
Oh, yeah, me too, for sure, yeah.
Whether it's mowing the lawn or shoveling the snow if you're a guy, or babysitting if you're a girl. Our parents didn't buy those $100 Nikes. Like you got the $20 Walmart shoes, but if you wanted the Nikes, you paid the difference. So we had to make money.
Yeah. Do you know
whether it was a lemonade stand? I remember working a lemonade stand all day to buy Dickie D ice cream, like the ones that come by on the cart with the. I would work a lemonade stand all day.
I feel like serial killers drive them. Why?
I'm just gonna pull out.
Why do you like kids that much? I don't know. It's creepy.
So those are our first jobs, and we got into talking about it because her kids just started their first jobs. Yeah. So you can talk about that. My 2 kids, their first job was with the mother-in-law. So same thing. They knew someone got them in, but they grew beyond that. So my daughter's now in a car dealership, and then my boy, like we've said, is on the rigs with my husband. So that's their first jobs, and then yours just started in town here.
Yeah. So Jack had his first shift this week. And he worked the closing shifts.
And he's produce.
Yeah, he's in produce.
Excited.
And I said,
stuck in the apples.
Right? How was it? He's like, I got to arrange the stuff and make it look pretty. And I'm like, Jack, are you aware how many people actually do notice that?
Oh, yeah. Because I love it.
I notice when I go into this
perfectly
a nice pretty store. Yeah.
Whether it's an alcohol store, whether it's like walking up and down the pharmacy aisles when they're all, and I used to do that too. That's why. Pull it forward, make the presents, right? So I get it.
He enjoyed it. He had fun. And Bill on her second shift, she didn't have her trainer and her cashier. She was just doing it. So I know she did so good. So we went through her till. We stood at the end. I took a picture and there was a little sign that said cashier in training.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
The cutest.
Was she embarrassed? Did she? Mom.
A little bit, but she wasn't bad. But everybody in town, she's like, yeah, Matt came through again today. Oh yeah, and I saw, and that's what I love about living here is because the kids, they see everybody that they've known for 12 years. Yeah, exactly. Like it was great. I'm really proud of them, and she's out doing her first driving lesson today with Emma. I expect them to come back alive. I do. I think Emma's
Emma's a great teacher, but I also can see her like gripping and like.
I'm glad I'm not in the car. I'm glad I'm not there. That's all I have to say.
Mike often took the kids to. I do this when we're getting too close to something. I'd be the one that like picks up my leg as if the car's gonna move over to not touch it. I'm like, and then I'm like, you're fucking lifting your leg. Like you're in a car. It's not doing nothing. But it just I felt like we were getting a little too close. So I was like, scoot it over. And then I'm like, wait a minute, they probably have to move the car over in order to.
Family's home.
Family's home.
Family's home. Hi, family. Anyway, family's home.
So
yeah.
How else did you transition then through?
So after McDonald's, I went to the mall. I worked at Mariposa.
I did Mariposa.
Yeah.
That's funny. That was my second place.
Yeah, Mariposa and like, what was the other one? Yolk and Fruits. I don't know why.
That would be better to me than McDonald's, I would think. And how many McDonald's fries can you eat before you're sick of them?
You know what? I can't eat McDonald's anymore.
Oh, I bet.
I just feel it's not
gross
food.
And but lifeguards, movie theaters, like that's I find so many great jobs for the younger.
Oh my gosh. Right? Yeah, absolutely. And with summer coming, they're gonna do so well. Get more hours. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Totally. So I did stitches, like I said, but I did stitches in Superstore. So I worked in Superstore, the pharmacy, and then I also had a job at night. So I had 3 jobs because I like to make the money. I guess I don't know. I like to be busy, and one of them was at the bar. So to me, it wasn't really a job because we were allowed to like drink and dance and do whatever. It's like, here, watch my beer tub. And the rule was my cousin, she was the shooter girl, and I was beer tub. And so if someone bought her a drink, they had to buy me a drink and vice versa. So we just made sure that we got free drinks all night long. Cute.
Let me see that. Hand it to me, please. Billy, did you find that guy?
The Jeep place.
How did I miss this one? I want him.
So cute.
No, it's for you.
It is for me. Oh, I got a duck with an 8-ball on it. So I did actually just trade my car in on a Jeep Compass. So.
Well, and now you go sharing your news.
Oh, I thought you meant the other news. I'm not doing that one.
I didn't mean the other one. I was trying to recover. You totally called me out.
Oh, no.
I made it made sense. And you're like, nah, I thought you meant the other thing. I'm like, I did mean the other thing, but now I mean this thing.
I know you have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Yeah, no, because the kids need to learn to drive. My Civic is a standard. I got that on purpose because I wanted to drive a standard again. We all learned to drive on a standard. Yeah. All Gen X people learn how to drive on a standard.
Put a kid in there nowadays, they wouldn't move.
My car is theft proof. Yeah, because I know adults that cannot drive standards for real. Well, but now they have their learners, and I don't want them dropping my transmission on the highway.
Oh, fair enough.
We're going to leave him right there because he looks super cute. Hey there, dude. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, that's why I had to make the change is they need to learn. And they can get their driver's license in November. So they got to get on it.
So exciting. So I had 3 jobs. So I would work Monday to Friday at Superstore 9 to 5. And then I'd go to the mall Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because that's when the mall was open. And I'd do night shifts like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I do Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the bar. So Thursdays and Fridays, I worked all 3 jobs. And then
I am sad to say
I got Sundays off. And then I moved to Red Deer when I was 20.
And I'm sad to say that I was a bar star. I still worked at the mall and, did what I had to, but we were at the bar, like, it's Monday. That means it's Dewey Stevens.
It's a good bar every day of the week.
That's what I'm saying. So Monday was Dewey Stevens, 50-cent draft, Calgary. I can still taste it. They would run those little glasses. You know those little stupid glasses that are like, they'd run those glasses through the soap machine at such a fast rate, and then it would fill up the beer at the same time. So you had suds and soap.
You drank it anyways.
When I turned 18, there was 45 of those on our table, and I drank them all. And I swear to Christ, I was hungover for like 4 days. It was the worst hangover ever when I turned 18. And then Tuesdays was Spagucci's. Anthony Cools, the hypnotist. Shout out to Anthony Cools. He's in Vegas. He's the hypnotist. He used to do Spagucci's. We'd pay a $5 cover to watch Anthony Cools hypnotize, and he hypnotized everybody there, and now he's in Vegas. And
that's cool.
He's the number one. Like, he's amazing, and I love that I watched him become, like, huge. Like, we all grew up watching him. Anybody that knows me, that came with me to Spags, knows.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Where was Wednesday?
Probably the pool hall, and the rest of the week would be with the pool hall.
Oh, okay.
Once I started playing pool when I was 18,
that became
it became my obsession, and it still is. Now that Jack and Billy are teenagers, I'm like, I'm going to determine every weekend. Today I had a makeup mat. Like, Vegas is coming up. Like, I'm really excited, but
That's so exciting.
I'm so excited, and I'm playing really well right now. So I'm happy with my game. I got a lot to work on. But I'm like focused, and I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling really good about it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we last time when we were kind of sort of talking about jobs, you were saying that one of the most frustrating parts is being interviewed by someone younger.
Geez.
And it's funny you say that because I was that 20-30-year-old but I did retail in fairness.
Yeah.
But I was that 20-30-year-old manager that ran my store and did the interviews and found my people.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought of it from the other perspective, being the one doing the interviewing, because I haven't had an interview since I moved to Red Deer 25 years ago. I interviewed at the Ricky's Bootlegger there in Parkland Mall, and then I went to Bauer Place, and 3 years later I moved to Edmonton, and this is where I flourished and my career exploded.
And now
Was
Ricky's
here.
is closing.
I know. So sad.
Yeah.
Most of the Ricky's are closing.
And I heard the Bay is actually going to be filing for bankruptcy anytime. So if you
I
need some
can't believe
deals,
how many stores are closing. It's really sad.
Yeah.
It's really, really sad. Like places you never thought in a million years would ever be.
it's so strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is it being interviewed then on flip side? Because you said that was quite frustrating.
Oh my God. There's nothing worse than being interviewed by a 22-year-old in HR that just graduated from NAEP, that has zero life experience and is asking me what my strengths and weaknesses are. Like, I don't know. There's something about it that just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like them. They annoy me. I
got asked that.
Yeah.
What was my weakness? And I said, my big heart. And she started laughing at me. I'm like, it is a weakness. My big heart is a weakness. Honestly, it hurt. No, because I feel your pain. Perfect.
Thank goodness.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. See, and we know we get sidetracked. First of all, we're super nervous. We're new to this.
But thank you for saying we didn't look nervous, Pete Sky. Thank you for saying that we didn't look nervous.
We do squirrel all over the place. But
I can feel a little bit. I can feel a couple gaps, but I know it is because we're nervous, and like we are, like we might be just sitting in our basement here doing this, but we know that this is going to be published on the internet,
right.
So
forever. It's out there forever.
Yeah.
But so I said my big heart is my weakness, and she laughed at me lots, so I thought I bombed the interview, but. I said, she's like, that's not a weakness. And I said, yes, it is, because when you're an empath and I'm a driving supportive. Like those are my two traits. Tell me what to do, I'll go do it. I get the job done, blah, blah, blah. But I'm also like, I'm the person that wants to hear what's going on. I want to know about your life. And I've had so many people open up to me and they're like, I don't know where that came from. I've never told anybody that ever before in my life. And it's just because I care and I ask questions, and it's draining. It's very draining is what it is. So at the end of the day, having a big heart, you have to be able to learn to balance where you want to give that emotion to. Because with my husband not being home very often, I'm depressed. Let me say it. I have depression. I take antidepressants. I'm not embarrassed about it, but I know 100% it's because my husband's gone 20 days a month. It's very overwhelming. And my emotions are just always feel like they're in hyperdrive.
And that's the other reason I wanted to do this with you specifically, is because, look, we already said this. Whether this takes off or not, we're still going to do it. We're going to give it a year. And if we love it, we'll probably still do it.
Because the audio and stuff will be better.
And we're going to work on that. Like we are. I want to have nice microphones. Like I want it to look good for now. But for you, like this is cathartic because you get to talk about stuff and you get to hang out and we get to do this. We know we do this every Sunday. Like now we know every Sunday it's recording, out of the house, and just it gives you something to do. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. And that's why I asked you.
It's giving me purpose, and that's the job.
And that's the
human.
That's what I was gonna say is you need that. You need to just feel like you're useful. It's not that you're not as a stay-at-home mom, but
and doing all the things, they come so monotonous. And I try and have fun and do all the things with my kids and swimming and this and that. But like, I never take time for myself. I always feel guilty. And all you moms out there,
do you know what? Do you notice though? Since we've been hanging out more, I'm like, you're coming with us and you're not bringing the kids. And
you started it.
I did because it wasn't that I'm getting mad. I was like, you can do stuff without your kids now. Haley's grown and Brooklyn's nearly a teenager, even though she acts like she's Haley's age.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? And Brooklyn doesn't want to hang out with you either.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? You're the one that wants to hang out with your girls. Your girls are like, Mom, like.
I know. That's what it is. And I thought
I'm forcing her. That's why I wanted you to do this. Is because you know why? Your kids aren't here with you.
I was babysitting by 12. Sometimes 3, 4 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. 12 years old. Haley, Quincy, Brooklyn, you know how you name all the kids. Brooklyn's 12. Like, why can't she be? So, and talking about interviewing and jobs, she was asking me how many times I've flown in sick. And I said, I used to go to work sick. They used to send me home. Like, Jen, you're really sick. You need to go.
Same with Emma.
I would go in. Until they send me home, I'm good enough to work, in my opinion. She's like, well, you have kids, so you must have called in sick for your kids. And I said, no, because my babysitter was so great that she's like, what's the difference of them being sick on your couch or my couch?
It doesn't matter. Exactly.
So she didn't care. She's like, now my house will get sick. It'll rip through it. Like the not polka dots, chicken pox party.
Yeah.
Let's all, we used to have COVID parties, you guys, where we'd all get together, like, let's all get COVID so that we can hang out together in a week. It's a thing. But at the end of the day, it's the truth. Like, why have one this week, one this week, one this week, one this week? Just get them all together. She used to appreciate when we got her whole house sick because she's like, thank you, we're good for the season, moving on. So she's like, well, what about now? I said, well, my daughter's, let me finish. My daughter's 12 now. So she's old enough to stay home by herself. So if she's sick, I'm still coming in.
And she's super responsible like Billy.
So I never phoned in sick. I'm not going to phone in sick. My kid's old enough to be home unless and so then again, she's laughing at me and I'm like, I don't know what to say. It feels like everything I say is a joke. But then she kept being, well, if you're a successful candidate, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I hope I am. And then she'd start laughing and I'm like, I'm fucking sucking. Like, this is the worst interview in history. I don't know what I'm doing.
Freaking awesome. Well done, honestly.
And then she's like, Kate, you got the job. Can you start tomorrow?
Oh, you got hired on the spot?
Well, no. She told me she'd let me know by tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
By the next day. And a few hours later, she's like, I want you to come into work.
Okay. Okay. No, it
wasn't quite on the spot. I thought I bombed it. Mike's like, how'd it go? And I just started laughing. I'm like, I bombed.
I think it's amazing. You did.
And everyone at my house, they're like, did you tell anyone you were doing this? I was like, no. I was fine. I just did it. Like, I saw it posting and I was like, that would be a perfect job for me. A couple days a week, part-time, get out of the house. Like, my biggest thing is now I'm leaving my baby at home, my puppy, for 7 hours, 3 days. But
oh yeah, that's right. Now you kind of still have a baby.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to interrupt before. Emma was standing right here. Emma, here.
You guys both got haircuts.
Yes.
You look great.
Doesn't she look so good? I know. She looks so.
I'm sure.
I got you a drink so that you're not comatose tomorrow, and it's in the fridge upstairs. Okay, here's this if you want it. But I got you a drink to drink so that you just have a nice little buzz instead of that. But she was standing here, you guys, because we're recording differently, like I said. So we're recording from our studio app, but doing it from the phone. Because, like we said, we were having technical difficulties, honey. We were having technical difficulties with the computer. So she was standing there like this, looking at this, and she was like, what the heck? Because she bought me the equipment to do this because she believes in us. Thank you, baby, and I love you for that.
And thank you. If you guys haven't seen the reviews, I've posted the reviews on the Facebook page.
Oh my goodness.
We've gotten so many fabulous reviews and we've read them all. We've taken all of them into account, good, bad,
they're amazing. And keep them coming, please. And those that have commented, keep commenting because
we're learning.
We're growing. And if you think there's other moms or other, and it doesn't have to be moms. And my perfect example for that is, and I got a message from my buddy Pete Sky, who I've known for like 25, 30 years, another pool player. All of my friends are pool players at the end of the day. But anyway, and I got lovely feedback from you, Pete. And it made me feel so good to know that he was like, I listened to your podcast. I'm like, Pete, you listen to our podcast? It made me so happy.
And a new mom.
And I'm like, Chrissy, thank you so much, Chrissy. I love that.
It's relatable. That's what we want. We just want relatable human stories. We're all just trying to live our best lives. And we're real people living really real lives with real stories.
And that's the thing about our podcast is when the family comes home, like, we're not going to not acknowledge it because we are real. We're doing this in the house.
The dog's going to bark. Yeah. And if any of you know what I did, like, in between while I was having Brooklyn, I worked businesses from home and I used to do parties online. So you guys all know, like, I had a kid that would pop in. She had to pop in. She was like not even 1 year old and she had to come and say hello. Yeah. And so everyone's like, say hi to Brooklyn. Everyone would say hi to Brooklyn. She'd leave and she knew I was working. So it's like, yes, we are going to get interrupted. We are going to get sidetracked. Things are going to happen. We want it to be seamless and flawless. We haven't perfected editing. Let's be real. We haven't even perfected audio or visual or anything like that. But
we're working on it.
If you you can't be great.
You just need to like us.
You have to start to be great.
You just need to, somewhere. You just need to like us. That's it. And if you don't, that's okay. You don't have to listen to us.
So we are trying to get on all platforms. I'm personally finding that the one on Facebook between the two of us is posting consistently.
And I did figure out my inconsistencies between Facebook and Instagram. So that is corrected.
Perfect.
Yes. That is correct. See,
and anything that's going on in our personal lives are not coming into the business side of it because we want to keep things light and fun. And
oh my goodness,
are you showing us that you?
They have matching pajamas. So really in our cute little.
They started dating when December,
Boxing Day of his birthday.
I was gonna say I remember it was not. We were like, "Are you guys official? Are you guys official?"
Colt got so serious. Look, this is the cutest thing ever. Okay, and I have to tell this story, and I'm going to tell his mom Jessie to watch this because he was going to go. I was talking to Bill. Or we were playing pool and he wanted to go and like ask her out officially, but he wanted to go take her in the house to do it. And it was the cutest thing. We're playing pool and he's like down there talking to her. And I'm like, Cole, it's your shot. Like, let's go. He comes up and he was dead serious. He's like, Steph, I need to go talk to Billy right now. Okay. I need to go. And I'm like, okay, buddy.
You're thinking, are you okay? Or I'm kicking your ass.
And I'm like, okay, like, cool. She really likes you. Well, in my head, I'm like, she's been waiting for this because it's so cute. Like first date, like first loves. It's cute. Yeah. So anyway, I'm like, okay, buddy, I can play with somebody else. You go. And they're gone like 20 minutes, and then they both come out and they're all like cute and holding hands. And I'm like, oh my God.
Here it goes. Here it starts.
Aren't they the cutest? I know. Stop it. You know what I decided, Jen? I think
and you know what? I had your hat and your shades and forgot them on my counter. So I'll bring them next week, I guess.
Yeah, I totally forgot those there.
Yeah.
Cole, do you want to introduce yourself? Because you are going to be our producer of it.
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing clips and stuff for you guys.
Right here, remember this face.
The best, he hasn't done jack shit for us yet. Like
he hasn't done anything.
I got clips coming.
Best producer.
Oh, I got clips coming.
Okay.
Lots of clips.
Let's get.
And are they linking up to all the platforms? Can you tell our viewers that?
Spotify. We got Instagram. We got X. We got TikTok. All releasing soon.
Facebook.
All right.
Bunch of clips. All of it.
Okay. I have faith in you.
And the episode 2. So this episode, we're gonna every Tuesday. So we're gonna record sometime over the weekend. Whether it be a Friday night, maybe a Saturday night. Day afternoons might work really well for us.
Not only that, though, your parents showed up. So yeah, I forgot I had a scheduled pool match today because we had a makeup match, and your parents came in from Saskatchewan. So she was like, "Okay, I gotta do this," and I'm like, "Okay, I got pool at noon. I should be home by here." But that's what's going to happen. Like we
want to post every Tuesday. We also need time to do a little bit of editing and things like that. And then the clips, figuring that kind of stuff out. Our goal is every Tuesday for a year. So that's when it will be newly uploaded.
I think it's be good. And I'm really excited that my oil's kicked in.
So let's get back to
jobs. Well, after the jobs though, like let's move on. Let's go to what we're gonna.
I don't think we're talking about getting them, keeping them, having new jobs, keeping them. Yes.
Oh my God, I get so bored. And Emma goes, okay, on to the next one. I just get so. I want to learn new things.
I'm like a loyal. I'll work for you. Like Tupperware, I did for 10 years. Ricky's Bootlegger, 15 years. Superstore was from 16 to 20, so 4 years until I moved away. Like it really was. If I'm committing to you, it's forever. Basically, like I never would have left Ricky's Bootlegger. I was a traveling mentor. I was going to home office to make videos.
So why would you think that sounds amazing? Of course, that sounds amazing.
And when I quit, it was because I was having Brooklyn. So Brooklyn was just turning like my mat leave was coming up on ending, and my babysitter's like, Jen, I've found new ways to make money. Like I got a job, I did this. So she wasn't available anymore, and I didn't trust my kids with anyone else. Like she, Sandra, she loves my kids. Not only is she family, but she's the greatest.
One girl from the beach.
Yeah.
I love Sandra.
No, not my hairdresser.
Oh.
Sandra, our cousin.
Oh, I thought you were
camping. So
I see. I thought you meant
camping in our campground since Quincy was in a bucket seat. So he was December, January, February, March, April, May, 5 months. So we've been camping out there for 19 years. They got us out there. They were some of the very first ones ever out there. And they are family. They're actually family with my ex. they all got me in the divorce. This is what they say, because his family, I'm so close with them and I love them with all my heart. His parents came to my wedding. Like, just because things don't work out with someone, like I had kids, this was all still their aunts and their uncles and their grandparents, and they would come and they'd stay at our house, and people would say to my her ex's parents are staying at your house for a week, and he's like, yeah, they're amazing. Like, they said he was, I shouldn't say this, but the son that they never had, like, they loved him. His dad would go deliver cookie dough. Like, you know, when your kids have fundraisers?
Yeah.
Mike's like, I'm going to go deliver these 30 tubs of cookie dough. And my father-in-law popped up and he's like, I'll go with you. And me and the mom looked at each other. We're like, oh, because that wasn't him. Like, he was this shy, quiet guy on the couch that didn't really say much. But what he did say when I finally left him, it was abusive. It was not a good relationship. He said, don't you ever fucking go back. That's the one thing he like voiced up. He's like, and then so they all said they got me in the divorce. And so this babysitter, I call her a babysitter, but she's actually our family, our cousin. She just was the best. And at one point I needed subsidy because I needed help. I made a good wage, but not to pay my mortgage, all the bills, babysitting, gas, groceries, all of that.
Could you imagine trying to do that today
No.
as a single mom? It's
No.
impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I needed a little bit of help with subsidy, like I wanted. And so she ended up going through kin care, because at one point they were like, I have all of these babysitting homes, like day homes or daycares or whatever. Quincy was just learning to talk. Sandra knew what he was saying half the time, even before me, because she spent all day with him every day. And all these places they were going to send him to, English was a second language. And I'm not racist in any ways. Please don't take offense to this. But it just, when you're trying to teach your children English to begin with, just like growing up and potty training and things like that, it's hard enough. Never mind trying to correspond through another different language. Like, they have no idea knowing what he needed, and he wouldn't understand them. And it just, so she made it work for us. She ended up getting subsidized and stuff just because of that. That's how amazing she is.
I hate that you even have to say I'm not racist.
Well,
I know, but you know what I mean in general.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not
It's
that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is she was so great. When she finally said, I can't watch the kids, I've moved on, I was like, I'm not going back to work. And Mike knew that that was a possibility, because I said, if I'm having more kids, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to be there every time the bell rings. I want to go on the field trips. I want to do all the things with my kids while they're young, because they're only young once and you can't get it back. And he said, okay. So we had another baby, and that's when I decided to stay home. And literally, I hadn't even closed my computer after I gave him notice. The district supervisor called me and she's like, what do I got to do to get you back? Like, you're not going. Because I was a traveling mentor. I was in charge of mentoring the managers of the stores, showing them how to run a successful store, how to have like upsell and all the things that you do in retail. And I truly had a passion for the customers. And for one, there was times when I was West Ed, people would come on their holidays to come see us every year because they loved shopping in our store. Or I had one of my closest friends, she came in and we showed her so much love in a time where she felt ugly and hideous. She had gained weight. She felt bigger than she ever had. And we made her feel human. We made her feel important. But then we also got her clothes that flattered her body. And gave her the confidence. And we actually hired her because her personality was amazing. She cried. She said, I sat in that dressing room and cried. She said, you made such a difference in my life. And that's what I've always wanted to do. Tomorrow's not promised. So if I can at least give people the memories and things that they can remember me by, if I die, everyone at least knows that I loved them and I gave them all the love and affection and attention that I could in that moment, whether it's at work or my friends, or like I was saying to Quincy, you have to invest in your relationships, all of them, whether it's a partner, whether it's a boss, whether it's a friendship, whether it's children, like all of the things, they're relationships, and you learn to grow. The biggest thing is communication. And that's where I think a lot of relationships fall apart, is because they're not talking.
Yeah. You have to be able to talk and communicate. Can you tell? Like, that's all right. Tiger Berry, whoever makes this. Wow.
I heard that when we were going to the Jelly Roll concert.
Oh, how was that?
Wow, it was good. But Crystal was dressed beautifully. She says she dressed like a hoe. I dress like a mom. She dresses like a hoe. I don't think she dresses like a hoe.
Now that you wait, hang on. That description, is accurate. Crystal, you're correct.
She said it, not
No,
me.
I know, but in the
I'm like,
picture, she's not wrong.
I don't think I have any clothes in my wardrobe that would be classified as hoe.
No.
She told her friend, she's like, Jen's probably going to show up in flowers because I told her I was wearing a dress. I'm a mom. I don't have hoe attire per se. Like Sandra used to tell me when I was a single mom, she's like, well, this is where the Oilers hang out. All you have to do is have one baby, just one baby. Just go get pregnant. You don't even
It's
know.
fine. Just go.
Yeah,
get
I'm like, I wouldn't. She's like, hooch it up. I'm like, I don't know how to hooch it up. I'm not a hooch it up hoe kind of person. But we were walking into the concert and we heard that. Wow. I was like, what's that? She's like, oh yeah, that was for me.
That is hilarious.
We laughed all night about it, but it was so funny. I was like, you know what? Let's be real. If I had your body, I probably would dress like a hoe. She has a good body.
Oh yeah, she absolutely does. Look, can you hand that to me? I want to show.
They like this big bag of candies.
I want to. Oh, can you show?
What's the problem?
That is a big ass. Emma, what did you buy them
Those
today?
look like Lifesaver. Gave them sugar. And I said,
You guys are funny. So there was something else we were going to talk about other than jobs, though. What the heck was it? I don't know. But anyways, we could really talk about anything.
well,
I'm
thing
feeling,
is,
yeah, what
we
else?
were finding
Because
that there's going to be little catch. Did you guys notice this in episode 1? And it wasn't the wine. So I was going to get a picture of me holding a glass of wine when it was like, it tastes good. I was talking about the edible. If you actually watch the clip back, it's not the wine. So we were thinking, because we're going to have merch someday. Let's be real. You guys are all going to want a hoodie. It's a wine mug. And
I love that
cup
logo.
and an air freshener.
Yes.
And we're going to have swag, by the way. We're going to have giveaways. But then there's when we were talking about the wife and the husband, and we're like, they chop the wood, like they do the things. And I'm like, that's a good, they chop the wood.
They chop
like,
the wood. I don't want to chop the fucking wood.
I feel like there's going to be little like cliche moments where we're like, that'll look so good on a t-shirt.
I feel like
it's gold.
Yeah, and I feel like, because we're being real, I feel like I don't think that we can start this until my oil has actually kicked in. Just because I don't know. I just need I like it just makes me calm and relaxed and makes me just think more. I mean, I sound really stupid right now because I can't even speak.
No, I know what
But
you're
you know
saying.
what I mean?
You're
Like
less nervous.
That's exactly it. And I feel like I'm
about pool.
Well, that's why I eat edibles when I play now. So I started doing that. So yeah, let's talk about that for a second. So last year, I know I'm so flat. I didn't watch it. I can't believe I went out like this. I would.
What were you saying about your hair last episode?
Oh my god, it looked like an old man Coco. Because okay, I shave under here and my hairdresser will tell you, Jody, she's wicked. My hair is so badly curly. It's not cute like Jen's. It's not beautiful like her daughter's. Her daughter Brooklyn has beach wave natural curls. Her hair is spectacular. I'm so jealous of it. My curls, I'm like some bush monkey in the rainforest. Like, it's not good. Okay, it's not good. It doesn't matter what product I put in it. So I shave underneath. It even gets this long and it starts to wave, and she'll go to shave and she's like, your goddamn curls are just, God, they suck. And I'm like, I know. I don't like, that's why I have to straighten this. I tried wearing a curly a couple weeks ago. I said, Billy, look, I blow dried it and I left it. And she goes like this. I know. So I straightened it.
No way.
Yeah. But anyways, I forget what we were talking about. I was going to talk about
pool and taking gummies at pool.
Yeah. So anyway, last year I decided did I talk about this last week? No, I didn't, did I?
No.
Okay.
I remembered you telling me.
Okay, but I don't think I recall listening to it on the podcast. When I play, or when pool players play, especially in just like league venues, you're at the pub, whatever, there's a lot of awful music that's played throughout the jukebox. And I am personally a country person, and I can't handle like Metallica or anything. I swear I talked about this last week, where it just sounds like they're sacrificing babies in the forest. Like, I don't want to hear that music. It's scary. I don't want to hear it. So, I know I can hear the pool players now. You tune it out, you tune it out. Yeah, I get that. But for me, it's angry music. And I don't like angry music, and I don't like feeling angry. So I was like, okay. I started wearing headphones because you're allowed in my particular league. So for now, anyway, which I'm grateful for that. So I started listening to my 80s country. Somebody asked me in Vegas, they're like, the lady I play, she's like, "What are you listening to anyway?" I'm like, "Actually," she's like, "Yeah, I'm curious." I'm like, "East Country. It's a lot of George Strait." And she's like, "Oh my God, I never would have guessed." I'm all chill. And that's because now I eat oil before I play. So I'm super chill. Amarillo by morning comes on. I'm just like, yeah, let's go. I'm chill. I can just I just see the table and the balls. That's it. I can just focus. I don't see my anything around me. I'm able to just focus completely. Spectacular. And the funny thing about that in Vegas, and it's coming up again in May, is obviously I can't take my oil across the border. It is legal in Nevada. So here we're allowed 10 milligrams.
You can't get it anywhere in Vegas.
You can't. No, I got it in Vegas. I got it just down
off the strip.
Right off the strip. We play at the Westgate, so we're off the strip anyway. But on Sahara Boulevard, there's a little pop place right there. Cheryl on my team, we decided we would walk to it because Google Maps said it was like a 12-minute walk. Yeah, it was, but it was also 43 degrees outside. Oh my God, it was the worst walk ever. It was horrible. So we get to the pot store, and in the States, you walk, the pot stores are like no joke. Okay, you have to show your ID to the security guard who buzzes you in the first set of doors. Then once you're approved and you're over 21, you go through another. It's like being approved to get into a jail to see your loved one or something. So you go through, and I'm like, holy shit, this is some secure shit. But their highest milligram of edible is 8 milligrams. In Canada, it's 10, which is still nothing. But in this, you can dose it how you want. So I probably eat, I'm going to say 40 to 50 milligrams is what I'm guessing. Maybe not today, but normally. Anyway, I asked
You
them.
can take a little dollop,
Yeah.
you can take a big dollop.
Yeah, a little dab will do you. That's what we say. A little dab will do you. So the thing is with this stuff is it's thick and you need to heat it up. Okay, so picture this, okay? I get this stuff from the Fortress pot store in Vegas. When they give it to you, so say you're on the other side, there's a door. You put your money through that and it's bulletproof. It opens the little bulletproof door. You put your money in, they take the money from the other side, then they put your product in. Like there's no hands, it's like it's crazy. So they do have concentrate oil, but it comes in a plastic syringe and it's like those thin ones that you like give a dog medicine in. You have to heat the stuff up because it's thick, okay? Hotel bathroom, hot water gets like lukewarm, nasty bath water. It doesn't heat up. And I don't have time to go to my room to run the tub for 20 minutes to heat this oil up. So I'm like, oh my God, I play in an hour. Like I need it an hour for it to kick in. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I'm like, oh my God, the smoke doors. I'm like, can I borrow your light? I go, sure. So I take it and I'm holding it under my syringe. And he's like, lady, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, it's THC, I swear. It's just oil. He's like, I look like some cracked out pool player outside
in the back alley.
The smoke doors are like, look, it says
Sucky,
THC.
$5.
I wasn't in Thailand. So pretty. Oh shit. So I'm eating.
We're gonna get shut down from the internet before we make it to it.
We're not
like not a chance.
I've heard way worse. Are you kidding? Oh my God. But yeah, so there I am at the smoke doors heating up oil at the Westgate. And they don't.
And you're the only one out of your team, right?
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
girls don't
No, not at all. No. And I can get into a zone. It's really quite incredible. I didn't even know I could get into that headspace. That's the headspace as a pool player you always want to get into, and it's the only time that I can. Like right now I'm like I'm in a space where I would see nothing but the green on the table and the balls, and that's it. And it's a really awesome. And when you're just listening to your music and you can just do that and not worry about Pantera and goats being killed in the forest behind you, it's really awesome. So I am thankful that I have that. If it goes away, then I'll have to adapt, I guess.
But it was a pool match that you had lost, and you're like, I figured it out, because you're very much like Brandon, and it's funny because and it's not a bad thing, but my family's big on board games, and my nephew is this like amazing brainiac who's gonna become a professor, and he's the person to beat. Like we're all happy if we beat Brandon. That's just how we play. And he'll be like, when one of us wins, he's not just happy for us. He's like, oh, I know why I lost. And he plays it back in his head. And you're like that, where you're like,
Oh, pool players are like that.
I don't play a board game and like, oh, I didn't do ABC. I lost because I didn't pick up card at 3 rounds ago. Brandon plays that shit out in his head.
And you know what's so funny about pool players is we'll find any object. Especially, it can be anything. Like we'll grab a phone. All right, so this is what happened. All right. The 8 ball was here. We all do it, all of us. And we'll like close the phone. Okay, the 8 ball was here, and I was here, and then this went here, and he fucking hooked me. He didn't even mean to do it. Like it's his fault. You know what I mean? But we replay it.
Yeah.
I replay the 8 balls I hung in Vegas last year. But I can't I can't. You gotta let that go. In anything, in any sport, in anything. You can't be like,
right. I would be the pool player that wings it every game and doesn't plan shot to shot. Like you plan shots in advance. I'm like, what am I gonna do this time when I'm up to like I don't actually play pool. I don't. But that's why I play board games. I'll look at what's out there and I'll be like, I'll try this time. And I never like, and there's people out there that when we first started playing this game called Dominion, it's like a card game and it's action.
the one with the dragon.
No, that one was different. That one was fun too. But this one is like
Conversations.
So there was
I want to grab a sweater, but you keep talking.
there was people that looked up like which best cards to choose in your first like 3 or 4 rounds to almost certainly win the game when you've got this match of cards together. I was like, I've never thought of doing that. Even coming to this podcast, and Steph isn't here, but she was doing all the Googling and all the researching. And I was like, I'll just wing it. I'll come and talk. That's what I'm good at. I feel like I'm a happy go easy person and I have a lot of things to talk about. You know, I'm 45, she's 50. And I'm going to, since she's not here, I'm going to read this to you guys because I think it's so true. And this is something that we're going through right now. And I'm killing time because she's getting her sweater. But it says, my mother always said getting older was a privilege denied to many. To all of my female friends from 50 years and up, and like I'm 45, I feel this too. She's 50. Most of us are going through a challenging phase of our lives. We're at the age where we see wrinkles, gray hair, extra pounds. We've run households, had careers, raised families, paid the bills, dealt with sickness, sadness, and we're warriors in the quiet. We are women, aged like a classic car or a fine wine. We all love our wine. Even if our bodies are not what they once were, they carry our histories, our soul, our courage, and our strength. We should never feel bad about getting older. It is a privilege that is denied to so many, so enjoy every minute. Ladies, I challenge you, copy, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I saved it because I'm like, that's so fucking true.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's not promised. And I know so many people that died way too young, whether they were teenagers, young kids, young adults, both my in-laws from my first, so I had 2 sets of in-laws. I'm still blessed with Mike's parents, but it is something that's denied to. I'm so grateful that I still have my own parents. Like, you just can't take your aging or your life for granted. And these are the people that wear their histories and their stories like scars on their body and their faces. We might look weathered, but we've been through one hell of a fucking storm.
Okay, I'm not that weathered. But yeah, no,
I'm pretty weathered. I looked at my eyes the other day after I was at Jelly Roll. I got home at 1 and I had to work. I was like, oh God. Like the bags under my eyes. I was like, how do you even fix this? I don't know if I have any amount of makeup that can fix
I know.
that.
I look at my face. I'm like,
well, do that thing with your eye.
Oh my God.
Do it. You have
All right.
to show them.
So,
So for you YouTubers, if you're listening on Spotify, you won't see this. You got to go watch
Yeah.
us back on YouTube.
Actually, no, you can watch it on Spotify.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
you can
nothing
watch it.
about
You can
technology.
watch it on Spotify and YouTube. The others you can listen to it. Either way, I mean, you don't need to see it. Like for those that can't watch it, that's not a big deal. But no, I said to Billy the other day, I was like, all right, as you get older, obviously the collagen in your skin like starts to fade.
Loosen.
This is so horrible. I can't believe I'm doing this.
I love it.
Because look, I'm a real person. When did this happen? Okay, look at when did that get so thin that it stays like that? Why does that happen?
Let me
Not
try.
right.
I've never tried that.
You know what? I don't even. It. You can't even grab it. You're so annoying.
I can do it somewhere else on my face.
You know what? Sit your ass down.
I thought it would do the same.
Why?
Well, give me 5 years
When-
and we'll retry it in 5 years.
When did my skin get so thin? Do you know what it is? It was because I lost all that weight, and that's a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And when you lose weight too, at my age, I mean, yeah, you just everything just sags.
It just falls. Just
Well,
falls down.
Fucking return.
But we do age gracefully like fine wine. And I try and still tell people I'm 29, but now that I have like a 22-year-old, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work the same.
No.
You just gotta marry young and then
it's just weird. Aging is
then
weird.
you still everyone thinks you're still young because you just have a young husband. So and I hang out with people like we hang out with a lot of people younger than us.
Yeah.
In their 30s.
They make us
30s, 40s. Yeah. And I love like all of our teenage children. They all enjoy spending time with us. So, which I really appreciate too, because I was always gone. I was never home. Like Brooklyn had sleepovers all weekend. And I was like, when I said to my dad, when was I ever home? Like I was never home. It was the times where my parents forced us because I was always over there. That we'd come back and have one sleepover at my house. But my house is the happy comfort zone for my kids. They've always had the people at the house, even my campground. It hustles and bustles. It's always full. It's always busy. It's always chaotic. And
what are we having for breakfast tomorrow?
Yeah.
Every weekend we have family breakfast.
Yeah. With breakfast Caesars.
Yeah.
Thanks, kudos, Sarah, because she taught me the best breakfast Caesars ever. I was like, what's a breakfast Caesar? She's like, a Caesar for breakfast. I was like, oh, fucking brilliant.
Trivia. The Caesar was invented in Calgary. Did you know that?
No, I
Yes.
did not know that. And I want to start trivia again. I think we need to get.
Oh my God. I forgot about that. That was so fun.
I used to host trivia out at the campground every Friday or Saturday every week. And it got to the point where we took turns, like a different campground hosted.
And whoever won like a bottle of wine or.
And it was up to whoever was hosting on the questions that they asked.
Yeah.
And what they gave.
That was fun.
Yeah. And we haven't done it, I would say, since COVID, because we really weren't allowed to even sit beside each other at the camp for a while. We didn't care. Even though we were outside. So we kind of, but some people didn't care. Yeah. And so they wouldn't have came anyway. So we stopped doing it. Yeah. I think we need to do it again this summer. It would be so fun. Even if we do it bi-weekly or if we do it like once a month.
There's so many new people. Oh, and Carol. Shout out to Carol. She's coming back. She's got her site. She's so excited.
That's exciting.
I cannot wait.
Exciting. I know. The countdown's on. Days. Brooklyn's like, when's camp season? And then before I could even answer, she's like, oh yeah, May 1st. I'm like, yeah, hello. We've been camping out there since you didn't same bucket seats. All my babies have been camping since they were small. And it's funny, Mike's all his coworkers and friends and they're like, your wife goes camping? He's like, yeah, all the time. With the kids. Yeah, every weekend. Without you. If I waited for him, oh my God, we'd camp one weekend a month.
Well, I was gonna say you can't.
And the season is 5 months. Yeah. The season is way too damn short. Yeah. I grew up camping. My dad took me fishing. And the fishing in Saskatchewan, there was a lake where literally every time you cast, you caught a fish. Wow. It was so fun. And I didn't touch the fish because that's gross. So I'd reel it in and pass it over to my dad and he would take it off. And my kids have those same memories with grandpa, both grandpas. And I did the things, caught the frogs, and I do like to look pretty and be a woman, but I also was a tomboy. I played the sports, and I always was getting dirty, and that's how my kids were. I don't want them on their electronics. Yeah. And when we were living in the city, that's all they ever do. So it's we go camping. Some people get internet. I don't. I'm like, get off your shit, get off your phone, get off your electronics, go play, go get dirty. I have this picture of Brooklyn, and I'm going to post this because there's times where, like you said, I want to show things. I had literally bathed her. So I used to have a tent trailer. We didn't have a bathroom. So I'd bath her in
tent trailers are awesome.
My friends' sinks, their kitchen sinks. It's I just bath my little baby in their kitchen sink.
Bathing the babies.
So I'd bath her up, get her all nice and clean. I put her in a onesie, and 5 seconds later, her and Tatiana are playing in the dirt. She's head to toe covered. She looked like she just crawled out of a coal mine. And it's one of my favorite because she's got the curls, her blonde curly, short, though, because she's a baby.
That's so cute.
And she's on one of those bungee bouncy chairs, and she's got this look on what? And she's filthy. And I'm like, 5 minutes ago, you were fucking clean. I just bathed you. But isn't that how it is as a mom? You clean a room. Now you go to clean another room. You walk back into that room and all the toys are back on the floor. There's how Brooklyn's in the habit of showering every night. In my shower, because I've got the rain shower. But she leaves her fucking clothes in the bathroom. I'm like, can you at least put them in the hamper or something? Now you're coming into my space. I know.
Yeah, or you know what? Don't shower in here anymore.
Yeah, I know. I would never.
I know.
I'm the worst. I can't say.
I'd be like, nope. We would literally, if you do it one more time, you cannot shower in here again. And they'd be like, okay.
Her and she'll go and do whatever.
Yeah. No, because Emma would definitely. Yeah. No, there's no way. Definitely. Are you there?
She's there.
Just waiting for the hockey game.
Is there a game tonight?
I don't know. I'm on the TV.
Not on yet. Not yet.
5 o'clock, the Oilers are playing the New York Rangers.
See, well, I have lots of family in town, so once we're all wrapping this up, I'm gonna go play some board games.
Yeah.
And make some supper.
What are you having for dinner?
Spaghetti. So funny enough, I just made spaghetti a few days ago, but I still cook for an army. Yeah. With my boys gone. So Haley takes her lunch and we eat our dinner, and then there's still a container. So I put it in the freezer for a different time. Because you can't make it within the next few days. They're sick of spaghetti. But I'll like to do like a baked spaghetti or something like that a week or two. Yeah. And I'll just use that. Spaghetti. But so I was like, okay, well, let's make spaghetti tonight. I took out a new thing of ground beef, but then I also took the old spaghetti mix. So I was like, I got Haley to pick up like peppers and whatever from the mushrooms from the grocery store. I said, Dad, make fresh spaghetti. Here's a jar with the onions and the peppers and the mushrooms and whatever, but then add this so that we have more because my nephew's going to be there with his boyfriend. Oh, yeah. And then my Aunt Penny and my cousin Lorianne showed up. And yeah, everyone will be there. Haley's coming back. Haley spent the whole weekend in the city. I'm so happy for her. That's so great. She went to Jelly and had just a great weekend with her friends. And so she's going to be coming back. I haven't seen her since Friday. Well, I haven't seen her actually since... Well, did I see her before I went to Jelly Roll? No. So I haven't seen her since Wednesday. Oh, wow. Yeah. Because I went to Jelly Roll Thursday and I left before she got home. And then she got up and went to work. I got up and went to work. She went to Jelly Friday, stayed in the city. We'll have to ask her about her LRT fiasco because that was her first time ever trying to catch the LRT or anything of that sort without me. And she was trying to come from Southgate. She thought she figured it out. She made it all the way to Churchill Square, I think, but then couldn't figure out how to get there to Rogers Place. Oh, I would have no clue. No. So they thought they figured it out. They couldn't figure it out, so they walked. But then she knew she wanted to buy a hoodie. So... Did she go with Max? Yeah. Oh. So what do we do? Maxi pad, that's what we call them. She knew she was going to get a hoodie. Most of the time when you go to a concert, if you want a hoodie, you go in a tank top or a t-shirt because you know it's hot in there. You don't want the hoodie till you leave anyway. So they walked from church, and this was cold. This was on Friday. So it was cold. Like 60, I think. She's like, Mom, my skin was red. But I was like... That's your decision. Make sure you eat something because she was drinking. Yeah, it was cute. She was pretty hungover. I would imagine. Was it worth it? She's like, absolutely. She's 22. Who cares? We've all done it. A good concert is as long as it's worth it. Like we got drunk too. Me and Crystal, I'm going to be totally honest. Because why not? We were going to a concert. We weren't drinking and driving. So we are like, okay. And she had a limo arranged? Yeah. That's so there's a limo service in Gibbons and they pick you up and drop you off for $40, and then they supply drinks, like they have twisted teas and beers and water. Wait, it costs $40 there and back, and they do all the hockey games. Yeah, right. So we went in a limo. We went in a limo. We went Thursday. Why are we not doing this more often to things? Well, I don't know. We need to start. Oh my God! I mean, we did. We did the yellow bus. We should St. Albert. We should do it to Devon. We actually should, dude. Yes. That's a great idea. Yes, that we all go. We have our time slots that we go in. Take the limo. We get nice. Have some drink. That's right. We got our gummies before we get there because we always eat we can't do it because we always have to drive. I want to know in the comments, do you like Dedmonton? Do you go? Do you like horror? Project Fear. And my favorite show. Have you ever peed your pants in a haunted house? I want to know that too. Because no, I have not. I was not gonna mention it. But did you know that you get a badge? You get a button that says... You know what, though? In my defense, Crystal was proud of that because she went looking for the badge, okay? She had never been to Dedmonton, and she was so scared, and watching her get scared was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Oh, my God. So scared she'd fall down. She must have had bruises on her knees. And he was like, why do you have those bruises on your legs? She was down remember, we went through some sort of scary vaginal. I don't know what it is. It's a black tube. It's every single year. How many years have we gone? 4? Yeah. Every year they have this fucking. Oh, it's like if you're being born. It's like it.
Imagine if you're being.
It's like a bouncy house material, but it's just this black hole. Like you just go into like the black hole. You can't see. You have to. Well, we do the.
Oh my God!
I don't even want to say, but we all hang on to each other.
We have to. If you lose, look, it's not even a hole. It squeezes you. It's like. Am I in that thing?
She fell in that. I had to hold the crowd back and help try and pick her up because she fell down in that thing. I was behind.
No, but how would you describe that thing?
No.
Like
you just walk in and it pressurizes you. It blows up around you.
Yeah.
And yes, and it traps you inside of it. So you have to run through it or you'll suffocate or the people behind you hit you and you run into. It's terrifying. It's fucking scary. Emma fell down. We're all in like weird human chain trying not to lose each other. It's so scary.
It's so fun. We go every single year.
Then this year we're doing the limo.
I've never been disappointed.
We're doing the limo this year.
And the more we do it, the more our friends see and they're like, you bitch, like why did you guys not invite us?
You know what? We'll take footage during Edmonton and play it. And we'll play it back.
You're not allowed.
No, just while we're on the way there, the people, just to show what it's about, right?
It's
pictures
so
and stuff
it's
like
so
that.
Fun.
Speaking of,
I'm a horror junkie. Here's going back in the day when there was a Blockbuster. My sister's friends worked at Blockbuster, so I could rent all the scary movies I worked at. They didn't care. They literally Freddy Krueger was. I would have Freddy marathons.
15. We got 15 free videos a week as employees. So yeah, I worked there.
Good.
It was amazing. Blockbuster was so.
My kids still remember, like a Friday night, I take the kids, you go pick out your movie, I'll go pick out my movie. We'll get some snacks. We'd go to 7-Eleven because snacks at Blockbuster were way overpriced.
Yeah.
But like you had to pull the thing to see if it was behind. The worst was they'd be half the time they'd be like sold out or rented out or whatever. My parents rented a Nintendo Entertainment System from Blockbuster back in the day, like the old slide ones where you'd like.
Yeah. When you worked there, when the videos, because when I worked there, it was still VHS. I worked there when DVDs became a thing. Okay, I worked at Blockbuster. Holy shit! I worked at Blockbuster when DVDs became a thing. That is crazy.
So we went from records to cassettes.
Right, but I watched that transition. But when they returned VHS, and first of all, you had to rewind them because nobody ever did. But everybody would have a.
Does that surprise you?
No, surprise. Look, she probably was like, "Oh my God, you guys, you have to." No, we're not. I don't even care about the charge. It's not right. You have to rewind it. I can already hear you. But when we would have contests. Teresa, my friend Teresa. We'd have contests. Who could put the most videotapes? So you would arrange them in alphabetical orders where they were on the wall. So you would pull them out like this or out like this way in the order. So if there was 4 Titanic and you tease, you pull out them and you put them behind. And then do you know how your arm would be so I'm sore just doing that.
That's what my cousin said about being a shooter girl. So we slept.
That's crazy.
Two of us. We worked in the bar. We were barely legal, so we must have been 19 because I moved when we were 20. Slept on a single bed in my mom's house in the basement. So we synchronized slept. So we'd sleep on one side and then we'd roll to the other side. She was polite enough to go sleep on the couch because she said like her arm would shake in her sleep from building up those muscles because you use muscles you're not used to using. I'm sure it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
She said like she would literally lay down to go to sleep and she would shake so much that she would go sleep on the couch. And then you get used to it.
I just got paranoid that wasn't recording.
Oh no, it's on there.
No, I know, but my oil was like, that red looked like a thumbs up from here.
Imagine if we hadn't recorded it.
Could you fucking imagine?
Like, okay, I'm not going to be home for supper, guys. We gotta go again.
But no, once I put my glasses on, I saw that it's actually a stop button.
It won't surprise me. It probably will happen at least once. And we'll just restart or do it a different day. It'll be most likely.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh my God, I'm so 45 days, hey? 45. Oh, and this year, I think the honey house will be ready to go back in. So we ghost hunt. Emma and I was going to say that before we were talking about Project Fear. We went to New Orleans specifically over Halloween to go to the cemeteries. And because New Orleans is fully fucking haunted. And oh my God, it was just the most cool, magical place ever. I can't even explain how amazing.
So you did a haunted house.
So that's what I was
You
going to
did
say.
a tour of a cemetery.
We did the Masonic number 33 cemetery. And all the cemeteries in New Orleans are above ground because they're sea level. So when we had the tour, we went on a Halloween night, 11 o'clock tour, and we had the dowsing rods.
Yes.
Wow, they're amazing. And we went through the cemetery. So they're in mausoleum, and you could have your whole family in there. So they buy a mausoleum for 30,000 or whatever, and there's rules to it. So if somebody in your family dies and they're going into the mausoleum, so how they do it is this: they wrap them up in a shroud and they put them in there, and that's it. It's just the body and the shroud, and it has to go in for a year and a day by law, and only the person called the sexton can open it. So if another family member dies in that time within a year and a day, they go into what's like a rental space.
Like a backup.
Yeah, kind of.
A backup cooler.
Kind of. Yeah. There's more behind that, and I don't want to say anymore because I don't want to give out improper information.
Right. Yeah.
But
they can't go into
that's
the
right. By
within
law,
that time
they can't go in until a year and a day. And because the temperatures get so hot in Louisiana, they just disintegrate. So after the year and a day, they can open it up and they take a rake and they just push the ashes to the side. And because they're sea level, we were told, they were like, if you see puddles and it hasn't rained, they're like, don't step in them because it's likely coming from the ground and it's likely human remains. So we're like, okay. And that's what they told us in the tour. So that's what we were told. If that's in,
I did a night tour in Alcatraz. I'm not going to talk about it tonight because we're still talking about Louisiana. But let me tell you, like, the night tours are the fucking best. The best.
And honestly, I think too, we're probably getting close. We have to be close to our hour.
Oh yeah, we're over now.
Yeah, okay.
We finished the honey house.
But we want to have the ghost discussion. I think next week. Let's come in like warmed up. I felt like it started off a little. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we have a game plan, but we wing it as we go.
Well, yeah,
know what feels right, but
exactly. Yeah,
if that's when you feel best, like I can talk it anytime.
That's
day,
true.
night, or the other, but
totally. Maybe it's just me.
There was a couple lulls, and those lulls we're definitely going to shorten because don't want to listen to that, but we're still figuring things out, you guys, and this is it. The honey house.
But the honey house, and I'll just have it all read it. I don't even know why I'm saying that. That's funny. Anyway, so the honey house is at the Alberta Beach Museum. And this is a place that Emma and I found by accident. We didn't even know it was there. So we've been at camp for so we've been going there, I would say, 4 years now. That Joy, the lady at Alberta Beach Museum, lets us into. And she gives us access at night and opens the doors of all of the houses that used to be located around Alberta Beach.
Like local historic, actual schoolhouse, actual jail, actual church, like the real original Alberta Beach community housing. Yeah, where the teachers stayed when they were teaching. It's super cool. And the honey house is the people, and I wish I knew their names, and I'm actually a little embarrassed that I don't remember because we've been there so many times. So I'll get back to you on that. But they were the wealthy people in town that bred the honey and were the wealthiest. So they call it the honey house. And it's this beautiful old house built it was like the 20s. But they allow us access into there. So Emma and I have equipment. We have a toy box. We have digital recorders. So, and that's what this sweater is, this Project Fear. And then we'll get into this another episode because if we start talking about this, we'll be here for the next 3 hours. And Jen has so we'll definitely start that another time, like right from the beginning, because we can go on for that. That'll be a really interesting one, actually. It is a passion for both of us. Yeah, for sure. So, anyways, we're excited for this year. The honey house was closed last year. We didn't get access to it because they were doing renovations on it, which I think is really going to piss off the spirits that are in there because we got some weird activity in that upstairs. Kicked teeth out of that door that day. That was freaky. They're not going to like the renovations. I'm telling you right now. And when we go in there, they're going to remember. Do you remember when Keith got pushed out of the jail? Yeah, literally the door slammed and he went like this because he had 2 cups in his hands. That was so creepy. And like the door slammed behind him and it like pushed him out of the jail, or no, the church. It was really crazy. It was, and we've had the Bible fall on the floor. No one was around it. All of a sudden we heard this big music. The church is creepy. we've had a shovel fall off this barrel, and it has like this little lip in the top of the barrel, and it's this big shovel. It's probably this wide, and then it has a handle, and it sits on top of the barrel, and it's literally fallen on the floor with no one around it. We're like, we've had really crazy experiences, but we do it all the time. We enjoy it, and that's one of the things that had us become friends, because we talked about this kind of stuff. And when you start finding things in common, you start building a relationship, and then it just kind of goes from there. And when she stopped drinking wine and finally remembered who I was, it was
I was just about to say that. Are you shitting me? I was literally just about to say that. See? And we've been reading each other's thoughts lately. I text something and you could say it, and I'm literally texting the same thing. And
I'm already texting same, and I'm like, I still have to hit send, because I'm like, you need to know that you just said it faster than me. Awesome. Well, cheers to episode 2. I think that we've talked about a lot of different things. I'm super excited to keep going with this. There will be hopefully interesting things for you guys. If there's anything that you ever want us talking about, as long as it's lightweight, fun, if it comes to parenting or being anything other than like politics and like controversial things, we're not going there, because that's not the intentions of this show. But we're all for it. Like, you want to talk hockey, we'll have Emma and Mike on.
Oh my God.
It would probably kill us, but
do you imagine Emma and Mike after she
talking about the trades,
after she had some oil and Mike had oh my God. It would be, we wouldn't even need to be, we could just sit over there and let them just go. You guys would die.
It would be very interesting.
It'd be hysterical. All right.
So cheers.
Cheers.
We will see you again next week.
Oh, man.
Thank you.